Running. Fade in. Interior, Richter City Hall Auditorium, a cocktail mixer. Ed Shirko, 50, stands before members of the Richter City Business Council. Ed's wife, Camile Shirko, 50s, and daughter, Cassidy Shirko, 19, and dressed in punk goth fashion, stand to his left. Cassidy is disabled with a severe case of Blount's disease, a leg disorder which causes her left leg to bow outwards. She uses a cane for balance.
And as I look out over the many familiar faces, I am reminded of how, with a business-first philosophy, our city can once again thrive.
Justin Shirko, Ed and Camile's son, late 20s, enters carrying a backpack and a large duffel bag.
Electing me as your new mayor will place our city's fiscal health firmly back in your, the business owner's, hands. I will lower business taxes and reduce strangling city regulations, thereby fiscally freeing your companies to generate new job growth. In conjunction, I will set forth tax incentives in the commercial real estate market to protect our business property owners from future taxation reform. President Ronald Reagan spoke these powerful words on the steps of Moscow University. Freedom is the right to question and change the established way of doing things. It is the continuous revolution of the marketplace. It is the understanding that allows us to recognize shortcomings and seek solutions. Stalwart business owners of Richter, I will question and we will change, prioritizing your rights as the true engine of our economy and protecting our fiscal future so that we can be free to focus on family, city, and faith. Members of Richter City Business Council, I am mayoral candidate Ed Shirko, and I stand for a new truth.
Ed finishes his speech to strong applause and starts backstage. He sees Justin in the wings of the audience. His politician smile flickers into an annoyed expression before he disappears. The crowd disperses as Justin crosses to Camile and Cassidy.
Welcome home. How's your flight?
Delayed, middle seat, height of elegance.
So the bookstore tanked, huh, dickhead?
Yep, thanks a lot, ebook.
Language, Cassidy. The press is all around us right now.
That speech. Wow. Any more conservative and he'll have you two wearing Betsy Ross dresses.
I've read your strategy proposal. Very solid.
Where's Leslie?
Craig double booked them. She's at a tea for the Red Hat ladies.
Cassidy pulls a vape pen from her jacket.
I'm going outside for a smoke.
You smoke now?
As if she hasn't spent enough time in hospitals. Can you at least do it around back, away from cameras?
Come on, I'll go with you. It'll give me the opportunity to stall the inevitable a little while longer.
Puss.
I give up.
God, Mom, relax.
You're far too intelligent to be heard falling back on crude swearing. Your father should be finishing up his call with Craig. I'll be right back.
Camile exits to find Ed.
On second thought...
Cassidy takes a puff from her vape pen right there inside the auditorium.
Jesus, that's good.
They allow vaping in here?
No. You know, Dad's gonna give you a major shit stack.
And I am primed for a complete inventory of all my faults.
Be grateful he won't glamorize yours.
Right? I remember that poster where he had you front and center with your walker.
Thought I forgot? Hello, Jerry Lewis is calling. The Blount's Disease Foundation should be backing his campaign for all the inadvertent exposure he gave their cause.
It was a dick move.
Brontosaurus dick move. I've been on the Canyon for, 2 years.
How's the first semester? What level of trig are you butchering now?
Trig 3, but mostly general ed. So it's pretty much CS to city.
The trials of a genius. I'm liking the new thrash look.
It's not so new.
Ed and Camile enter. Ed carries his briefcase. Camile carries her purse and Cassidy's book bag. Cassidy stows her vape pen and takes her book bag from Camile. Ed is on his cell phone, finishing up a call.
Email me the zoning polls and for Christ's sake get me out of that zero-vote picnic with PETA. God only knows what they'll be serving.
Ed hangs up without saying goodbye and holds out his hand to Justin. They shake.
Hi, Dad. I liked your speech. A little thick on the hyperbole.
High to cynical in 2 seconds flat.
I did find it interesting. Some parts quite relevant.
I find it entirely relevant. I'd like to say that I'm surprised you're back.
Well, in keeping with your truth speech, I'm guessing you're not.
I'd never turn my kids out, no matter how disappointed they may be with the failures of their lives.
Ed, I thought we'd take the kids out for dinner tonight.
Can't.
Carreras.
Can't, working late on phase 2 of the mall drop.
Maybe you could duck out a little early. Justin's home for first time in 4 years.
That's his decision.
It's dinner, Ed. Be a father.
No public confrontations, Camile. Be a wife.
I guess it's just us then. I'll make a family dinner tomorrow.
We'll see.
No, you'll see. I'll be making a family dinner tomorrow night. If you can be there, fine. If not, well, just be there.
How about not fighting in front of the kids? So you got a job lined up?
Mom?
What's going on?
I asked Justin to come home and help out with the campaign.
What? That is not your place, Camile.
You're wearing yourself out with this election, and it's showing. What with Justin being freed up?
Please. With the socialist mess Farthington left this city, no one will re-elect her. And I have a staff, thank you. I'm not granting you a pity job.
Justin pulls a presentation folder from his backpack.
I don't suppose it matters that I've put together a strategy proposal.
Do you have amnesia? You screwed me.
Ed's cell phone rings. He turns to Camile.
I'll deal with you later.
Is that a threat of an actual conversation?
Ed turns to Justin.
I hope you booked a round trip.
Ed picks up his briefcase and exits the auditorium, answering his cell phone in the process.
Leslie, tell me those old biddies wrote us a flat check.
Whoa, Mom. Way to face.
Why didn't you tell him I was coming?
Camile puts Justin and Cassidy away from her perceived earshot of the press.
I haven't had 5 minutes alone with him since I asked you. He ignores me. Just says and does whatever he wants, and who cares what I think?
Text? Email?
He would have forbid you to come, and you would have caved. I'll pin him down tonight. Things will look different in the morning.
Really? Because your guy's situation kinda seems...
Divorcee?
Sometimes I wish you two were a little less shrewd. He's grinding himself into the ground with his campaign.
He signed up for it, didn't he?
He's been in politics for over 2 decades. It's stressful work.
And other politicians don't have families? He's never around. Something's up.
Cassidy, can you please lighten up for 2 minutes?
Suddenly, I'm not hungry. Enjoy dinner for 2.
Cassidy exits the auditorium.
She was sticking up for you. In her own way.
You should hear some of what she says to me in her own way.
I'll meet you at Carrera's in a few hours. I have an appointment to rent a room.
Stay with us.
Love you. Mean it? No.
I wish you and your father would hash things out. He won't say it, but he really could use your help.
We have adverse political beliefs, and I disagree with how he runs his campaigns. Management by intimidation?
That's a bit brusque. Efficient is what I'd call it. Look, you don't have to agree with him to help. He's losing his energy. I've tried to get him to go to the doctor for a physical, but you see how he speaks to me? I'm worried, Justin.
I'll think about it.
Think hard.
We'll clash.
I hope so. I'll see you at Carrera's.
Interior, adult bookstore video arcade, an hour later. Ed appears wearing casual, nondescript clothing, a hat and sunglasses. Very incognito. He peruses a row of booths intended for privately viewing adult videos, finds an open booth, and enters. The booth has a glory hole drilled into the wall. Ed sits down on a grimy bench. A man's finger appears at the glory hole, tracing the ring.
Hey,
Ed's nervous. His heavy breathing becomes more labored.
you want it?
The finger pulls away from the hole. Ed stands, unbuckles his pants, pulls out his penis, and sticks it through the glory hole. After a moment, his face contorts as he begins the arc of an orgasm. Suddenly, Ed's face reddens as he begins to experience heart failure. He awkwardly places his penis back into his pants, pulls from the glory hole, sinks back onto the bench, and begins pounding on the walls of the booth.
Help! Somebody!
Interior, hospital waiting room, 45 minutes later. Camille is seated. Cassidy stands with her book bag.
I'm going outside for a smoke. Wanna come? Get some fresh air?
While you smoke.
Cassidy turns to exit just as Justin rushes into the room, nearly tackling her.
Bitch! Knock me down!
Sorry! Is he okay?
He's in ICU with right-sided heart failure. They're giving him blood pressure meds and anticoagulants. His blood pressure was through the roof.
Can we see him?
Ask the nurse. They've stabilized him, but his heart is very weak.
I got a spring.
Do you have something more pressing than heart failure?
Yeah. 5 hours of algebraic number theory. He's stable. Sit here and fret if you want. I'm going home. I've spent enough time in this place.
What the hell, Cassidy? When did you turn into such a bitch?
Don't even try it, Justin. It's your turn to pull some weight.
Cassidy exits the waiting room.
I expect that kind of thing out of her. But you're a grown adult. Keep it together and shout the immaturity. Can you do that? Can you?
Yes.
God. Because my nerves are seared over this nightmare.
The doctors are handling it, or what are you not telling me? Did they find something else? On a test? X-ray?
Didn't your sister... Have you checked the news?
I took an Uber to look at the room. Got a text from Cass, and who cares? Jesus Christ, Mom, tell me what happened.
Your father collapsed in a video booth at an adult bookstore.
A where?
With his pants down.
Holy shit. Aren't those booths private or something? So men... Well, I'd imagine it's just men can go in there and, was he alone?
When they found him, yes. But they think he had stuck his... through some kind of a hole in the wall of the booth. They call it a...
I know what it's called. I don't need to hear my mom say it. Not that I've ever used one. Oh my God, the press. How far has this gone?
Justin pulls out his cell phone, types into the browser, and starts scrolling.
Great. It's trending the news pages. Marianne Farthington is already clobbering Dad over it.
Your father quit his city controller position to run. You can't exactly go to your boss and beg back that kind of job. This is an avalanche.
I'll do whatever I can.
Have you agreed to that room?
Except that.
This family has asked nothing of you for the last 4 years.
I can't be subjected to his hostility 24 hours a day.
Not one thing.
I've been 1,000 miles away.
You've called, what, maybe 3 times?
Okay. I'll do it.
Good. And start anticipating the worst, because we're in for a big, shitty dose of it.
Camile's cell phone rings from inside her purse.
I said okay. Answer your phone.
What?
Your cell phone.
Camile retrieves the phone from her purse and checks caller ID.
Oh, for God's sake. It's Leslie. Yet another hurricane your father has tasked with me.
Camile answers.
Hi, Leslie. Hang on just 1 second.
Camile places Leslie on hold.
Don't you dare think about bailing on this. I don't know what I'd do if you did.
Why the guilt trip? I said I'd do it.
For later. For later, when I'm not around to nag you.
Camile returns to the call.
Hey, Leslie. He's still in ICU. I really don't know at this point. I mean, it just happened. Can we have this conversation tomorrow? I'm dealing with enough here already. I'll ask him when I can. I promise. I'll talk to you in the morning. Bye.
Interior, Ed's hospital room 2 days later. Ed is awake and hooked up to IVs and hospital machines. Justin enters holding a bag.
Hey, I got you an at-home blood pressure device. Happy 2-day half a heart failure anniversary.
Take it back.
You'll need it. This is serious business.
You're the one cracking jokes.
Dad, Craig quit today and took his team with him. I tried to talk him out of it, but no dice.
Good. He's dead weight.
So, are you gay? You know I'd have no issue with it, if you are.
Funny. I always thought I'd be having this conversation with you.
I owned a bookstore between a crystal boutique / psychic and a Tivana. If I was gay, I would tell you.
You're jumping to some pretty serious conclusions.
You had heart failure while getting blown by a guy in a dirty bookstore. That's relatively conclusive.
No one knows it was a man.
The clerk gave a statement that he saw only men going in and out of the place. The manager confirmed it with the computer surveillance footage.
They got me on camera?
You had to know that.
Has Taylor made any progress?
Her priority right now is getting you out of any indecency charges. There's only so much a law firm can do considering the glory hole, the videos, and your semen-stained pants. Apparently you gave Monica Lewinsky a solid run for her money.
You're loving this. You finally got something on me that makes your crappy little business failure seem like spilled finger paints.
Your staff is quitting left, right, and center. Cassidy's been ditching classes to avoid the ingrate assholes there, and Mom's 9/10 into a nervous breakdown. I'm about the only one left who says 2 favorable words about you. So yeah, you're welcome.
I'm not attracted to men.
I think you're lying.
Well, I think you're a punk.
You were watching a gay channel in the video booth.
Stop making me sound so vulgar.
I didn't say that. Risky, stupid, duplicitous, but not vulgar.
Get the hell out of here.
Fine, I'll go. But remember, all of this is symptomatic to the real problem, which is that you got caught with your pants down. You.
I don't need to hear platitudes from someone who failed at something as simple as an outlet mall bookstore.
Then stay here by yourself and watch Fox News, although they're flipping on you pretty fast. Imagine that. Oh, and by the way, Leslie is ramping up her concerns about your ability to continue the campaign for your health. A little, but mostly on account of your bookstore blowjob.
Justin exits the room. Ed leans back in bed. He starts to cry and stops himself. Interior Country Club restaurant the next day. Vice Mayor candidate Leslie Marks, 50, sits at a table working off an e-tablet. Camille enters and rushes to the table. She air kisses Leslie, hangs her purse off the back of her chair, and sits.
Sorry I'm late. Hair appointment.
That's good. How are you feeling?
Like a medieval dental patient.
I ordered your usual ahi salad. How's our guy doing?
They're releasing him Friday. Until then, the kids and I are taking shifts at the hospital. Me, nights, mostly. Not talking is easier when the other person is asleep.
That's so generous of you.
Well, technically, he's still my husband.
Sorry, I didn't mean... It's just...
The porn shop, BJ?
Leslie nervously looks around the restaurant and then back at Camille.
Your mind must be reeling.
In waves of anxiety. Our marriage had lost much of its passion, but I'd never imagined this could be the reason.
Normally I'd shrug and say, but I'm not sure that would cover it.
Camille giggles, which turns into a laugh, building into a raucous stress release.
I think that covers it pretty well.
Once again, Leslie scans the room nervously.
Honey, are you okay?
Better. I'm trying to take the reins when I can.
I'm sorry, but I have to ask.
He's still running.
Okay, really?
It's Ed's call, not mine.
Is there a possibility of another heart issue?
I suppose so, but he thinks he can turn it around. Then again, I could randomly get hit by a delivery truck just stepping outside, which isn't looking so bad right now. Let's baseline this. It's his image you're concerned about, right?
As his running mate, I have to be ready, and this is a pretty big double whammy.
He had a strong lead, and he's definitely not the first politician to get caught with his pants down and survive. Plus, we're all behind him. Justin, Cassidy, even me, for now.
Justin hasn't exactly given Ed tentpole support in the past, and Cassidy's barely a teenager with their own set of challenges.
Cassidy is a college freshman on 85% scholarship. Look, I know I may not be in the best form, but I can help. I've learned a thing or 2,000 over Ed's career.
I know you mean well, but there are budgets, impending legislation, tough issues that might be out of your league.
Okay.
I know politicians rebound from crap all the time, but this is an ever-expanding mess. I don't have to tell you that.
And yet you are.
I'm trying to curtail any undue stress to his health. Sorry if I'm saying it all wrong.
This conversation is starting to feel a bit out of school. I mean, shouldn't we be discussing this with Ed?
Leslie flashes a put-off look for a millisecond, then smiles.
Sorry. I'll give him a visit. Ask him myself.
I'm trying to sort out a game plan for this. But honestly, right now, I could really just use a friend for an hour or so.
Of course. Yes. Oh, here comes our salads.
Interior, Ed's hospital room that night. Ed is in bed. The IVs and machines are fewer than before. Camille sits at his side, sorting through paperwork.
We just need to pay the $500 deductible.
Ed stares blankly.
Ed, focus.
We should talk about us.
No. Now work with me. I have to keep up these payments.
Our marriage.
Those days are over.
Since when?
Since you had sex with a man.
I had sex with a mouth.
Oh, well, in that case, let's plan a second honeymoon.
Camille picks up her purse and begins shoving the bills inside.
How long has it been going on? The bookstore sex. Tell me the truth.
That was the first.
Camille gets right up in his face.
I said tell me the truth, or so help me God, I will shove that catheter right up your balls.
I'm not wearing a catheter.
Yet.
8 years.
Oh my God. You could have given me syphilis, AIDS. Oh my God. Oh God.
I've always been safe.
Oh really? Well then what was the name of the person on the other side of the wall at that disgusting porn shop? Oh, that's right. The Mouth? What is this, a fucking episode of Batman?
Camille turns to exit.
Where are you going?
to take an AIDS test, herpes, all of it. I suggest you do the same.
You haven't exactly been pure and clean in our marriage yourself.
Don't you even dare.
I know you have needs that I haven't been fulfilling. I'll stop it if you will. Ponder that.
Sure. Oh, and by the way, Leslie's gunning for your job. Hard. You ponder that, bastard.
Camille storms out. Interior, the Sherco home, 2 days later. Ed enters through the front door, helped along by Justin and Camille. Cassidy follows with Ed's bag and a small oxygen tank hooked to a mask.
I've got him, Mom.
Camille releases Ed, pulls her cell phone from her purse, and exits to the bedroom.
I'm right here. I can hear you.
Easy. Sit in your chair.
Justin eases Ed into a comfy chair laden with blankets and pillows. There are stacked folded linens and pillows on the couch.
What's with the bedding?
I'm sleeping there. You're taking the guest room.
I prefer my own bedroom.
Mom's orders.
Cassidy pulls Ed's prescriptions from his bag, doses out a few pills, goes to the fridge, and pulls out a bottle of water. Cassidy walks over to Ed and gives him the pills and water.
Here, Dad. Take your blood pressure pill doses.
Ed takes the medication. Cassidy hands Ed a separate pill.
And keep this yellow one on you in case you start to wig out. I'll count the rest tonight and fill your senior citizen's pill box thingy.
Thanks, Cass, but I'm not completely incapacitated.
Ed puts the pill in his shirt pocket.
You might as well get some mileage out of that math degree you're subsidizing.
Camille enters from the bedroom and grabs her purse.
Well, if you're all settled in here, Cassidy and I have appointments for mani-pedis.
You? A mani-pedi.
Ugly legs are no excuse for ugly toes.
Come on, Cass.
Cassidy grabs her book bag and cane and walks towards Camille.
Have fun, girls.
Camille and Cassidy exit through the front door. Justin unpacks Ed's bag.
That was interesting.
What's that?
I think we may have had a real family moment there.
Probably the first in a decade.
Well, how would you know? You've been gone the last 4 years. Didn't come back until you had no other option.
I came back to help you. Remember?
That was your mother's finagling.
I've got work, so I'll be in the office. Is there anything you need before I go? TV? Bathroom?
Don't. I have a book.
Justin starts towards the guest bedroom. Ed picks up his book, flips through it. Justin stops and turns around as if to say something. A knock at the front door. Justin opens the door to reveal Leslie carrying a flower arrangement with a big get well soon mylar balloon. She enters.
Hey, Leslie.
Am I interrupting?
Nope, everything's status quo.
Justin exits to the office.
Hey there, sickie.
About time. It's only been, what, a week plus?
Leslie places the arrangement on an end table.
I figured I'd give you some time to recoup. How are you feeling?
Better, now that I'm home. They should have released me a few days ago, but skittish doctors, you know what that's like. So, what's up?
I think you know.
I think I want to hear you say it.
It's not looking good for us.
Lots of men have heart issues at my age.
Ed,
I'm not dropping out.
our approval ratings are basement level.
I can rebound. The election's not for another 2 months. I'll go to a sex rehab.
That's been overdone. People see right through that now.
I'm running.
How do you expect us to win?
I expect to have the chance, and I expect your cooperation.
Do you?
My secret is out, and our deal is losing steam. Be glad you're still on the ticket.
You're giving the word dirty multiple meanings lately.
You're not taking this away from me. Are we clear?
Clear.
Leslie turns to exit.
And Leslie,
Leslie stops and remains facing away from Ed.
don't hassle my family. This is between you and me.
Leslie exits through the front door. Interior, coffee house, ladies' restroom. Camille and Cassidy are chased into the ladies' restroom. Camille enters first and goes to the sink. Cassidy quickly follows.
It's a city mayoral election. Have some fucking goals.
Cassidy slams the door and twists the lock.
If I knew those ass Jews were following us, I'd have skipped the latte.
Cassidy notices Camille wiping her eyes.
Toughen up, Mom. They're just butthole reporters. I've gotten used to bossing them around.
Cassidy, cut me a little slack, please.
He drops a nuclear bomb on our family and you want me to cut slack? He's the reason he's in the hospital and why we're in this shit stew.
I'm doing everything I can to keep us afloat.
And then some.
I just hate what our family's turning into.
One that tells the truth?
I had lunch with Leslie a few days ago.
Fun, not.
We met at the club. She's pushing hard to get your father to drop out of the race.
I know you don't like me talking smack about her, but I haven't liked her since 13 years old.
What did she ever do to you?
She infantilizes me.
She can't have children. She doesn't understand.
She has eyes and a brain, I think. I bet she's up to some bad political juju.
There was a time in my life when I really wanted a daughter who'd wear pretty dresses and cheerlead and go shopping with me.
And you're stuck with a mouthy, punked-out cripple.
Stuck with? When have I ever said that?
Come on, Mom. Don't tell me you didn't want this whole fantasy politician's wife world. All perfect.
Is that what you think? What you don't know may surprise you, little girl.
A loud knock at the locked bathroom door.
Fuck the fuck off!
The knocking stops.
Surprise me.
Last year, I found a gay pornography site on the computer. I thought maybe it was just an accidental click or something. But then...
Whoa, my dad, the porn dog.
Don't be... Oh. Hell, you're an adult now. By then, our sex life had slowed down.
When was the last time you did the old mattress dance?
This week, twice.
But Dad's been in... And you... Oh. We'll definitely be circling back to that. So divorcing or separating or whatever wasn't an option?
I was afraid it would cause the catastrophe we're all in now. So much damage and no control.
Wouldn't you be happier?
I've gone this long.
Wow, I need a smoke.
I may join you.
Camille and Cassidy collect their things from the sink area.
So much for being good Catholics.
I think that ship has sunk, Mom.
Camille and Cassidy exit the restroom. Interior, Sherco home, the next night. The family clears the coffee table of remnants from a takeout dinner.
I'm sure we can soft pedal the concerns, get the message back on track.
That will require a double down on your stamina.
Our go-forward action should be damage control and image correction.
That's a colossal correction.
Can we ever have a dinner without planning a political coup?
Cass, these are election matters.
No duh, shithead. I'm crippled, not deaf.
Cassidy!
How about we curtail the living room theater?
I think we should downplay the narrative of your health and refer to the as a fleeting urge, a one-time thing.
So, Dad keeps lying, so life can be easier for everyone else?
He can come clean after a win.
Cassidy laughs to herself.
Something funny to you?
Come clean. Hello. Low-hanging fruit much?
Stop with your crude jokes.
Stop trying to control everything.
Someone has to keep this holy mess under control.
The truth will surface eventually. Why put Dad through lying?
Why put me through anything?
There will be consequences either way, Camille.
And you should be the one to suffer them, Ed.
Mom, is this really the right time? I mean, Dad just got home.
I won't live in the half-ass... I can't.
You don't need to defend me from her. I got that covered, thank you.
Don't be so sure.
Camille exits to her bedroom.
If no one's even going to consider what I'm saying, I have a paper to finish.
Cassidy turns to exit.
Thanks for the support, Cass.
Cassidy stops and turns around.
I'm only doing for you what you're too chicken to do on your own.
Cassidy exits to her bedroom. Justin faces Ed.
Why are you so shitty to me when I'm trying to stick up for you?
You publicly trashed my last campaign, then skipped town. I'm supposed to be nice to you?
I did just carry your ass into this house.
I carried your ass for the first 20 years of your life, wiped it for a good 3, and you repaid me with a nasty, resentful public diatribe, calling me unsympathetic, unilateral, totalitarian dictator? Couldn't have been more damaging if you tried. Made me look like a pubic hair on a wedding cake.
You deserved it. Your agenda? This right-wing bullshit is just... It's all about money. No care for human rights.
I hate to break it to you, son, but human rights cost money. Where was your family loyalty?
Where were you, period?
So I wasn't there for every little thing you did. You're a man now, and it's time to get over all that crap. The cookie jar is empty.
All that crap shoveled there by you? Answer my question. Where were you? Tell me. Or have you already answered that quite publicly?
Are you issuing me orders in my own house?
Yes.
Get out.
No.
You failed at running a goddamn bookstore. Quit wasting my time.
You don't know all of what you're saying.
Oh yeah? How are sales going?
How does it feel to lie to your family, cheat on your wife, and decimate your campaign? I may be a failure, but you're a sleazy fraud.
Where do you get off?
Not in a dirty bookstore video booth, that's for sure.
You little shit. Just because I'm down doesn't mean I...
Ed's face reddens and his breathing becomes labored.
Damn it.
Justin grabs the oxygen tank and rushes over to Ed. He starts the tank and places the mask over Ed's face.
Breathe. Breathe.
Justin takes the anxiety pill from Ed's pocket and opens a bottle of water. Ed grabs at his chest as his breathing becomes worse. Justin forgets the water and medication, grabs his cell phone, and dials 911.
Mom? Cassidy?
Interior, Ed's hospital room a short time later. Ed is back in a hospital bed, an oxygen tube draped around his head and in his nose. Justin stands by his bedside. Ed opens his eyes.
Hey,
Not this again.
Ed tries rising from the bed. Justin places his hand gently on Ed's shoulder.
Dad, you've got to slow down. Your heart is in really bad shape.
I can't.
You have to.
Not now. I'll never come back from it.
I shouldn't have upset you. It was a childish punk move, and you're right, you know? I left and I bombed. I was arrogant, so sure of myself, and then ebooks, shitty economy, taxes. I laid off the whole staff and ran the place myself. Into the ground. You know you're buried hard when bankruptcy is your only option. I even started to empathize with your economic principles.
Ed's eyes become heavy-lidded.
It wasn't the right fit for you. Truly.
Remember when we went to D.C. after Cassidy was born?
Of course.
You showed me the monuments and we read all the information plaques together. The visionaries. I know it sounds childish, but that's the you I like to remember the most. I felt patriotic.
Good.
That was amazing. And that was you during those moments. And then you became gone. I didn't know what I'd done wrong.
Don't leave.
Ed nods off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Interior, Ed's hospital room 2 days later. Ed, looking a bit better, is now able to sit up in bed. Justin sits in the chair. Both men have their laptops open.
I've curled it down to these 3. All over 5 years campaign work and poli-sci degrees.
Whoever we can afford.
The new email alert chimes on Justin's laptop.
It's from Taylor at the law firm.
Go on.
They're arguing that your pants may have become unbuttoned during the heart failure. Any collected semen could be tainted by commingling. Gross. No indecency charges, for now.
I have a thought.
Announced thoughts make me nervous. What's up?
What would you think of stepping in for me and running in my place?
What?
You heard me?
Have you gone insane?
Probably, but not about this.
You're serious.
Has a heart attack.
Is that even legal?
Ed turns his laptop towards Justin.
Here. Richter's election law allows for it. In 1946, a candidate dropped out when his wife came down with emphysema. His brother ran in his place and won.
Justin stands, walks over to the bed, and reads the document off Ed's laptop.
In the event that death, resignation, withdrawal, or removal should cause a party to have a vacancy in nomination, the party may consider the designation of a nominee to fill the vacancy.
Justin hands the laptop back to Ed.
But you won the primary. Your name's on the ballot.
Run under my name. Emphysema guy's brother did it.
That's a big bait and switch.
We'll angle the message toward your platform.
I don't have a platform.
Yes, you do. You know you do.
We're close to broke. We can barely make this month's lease payment on the office.
Work from the house.
What about Leslie? Shouldn't the vice mayor candidate move up in rank?
Don't worry about her. I've taken care of that.
Well, that's cryptic.
Ed pulls Justin's presentation folder from his side table and holds it up.
I read your strategy proposal. Your spark is back.
What about when you get better?
Justin.
Interior, Leslie's office the next morning. Justin sits, waiting. Leslie enters.
Hey, kid.
I know you're busy, so I'll get right to the point. I'm considering running in my dad's place.
For mayor?
Well, yes.
Leslie laughs to herself.
This city needs strong conservative leadership. We've had enough socialism, and something tells me you'd make Marianne Farthington look like Idi Amin. No offense.
No offense is such an awful caveat. What makes you so sure that I don't have a select conservative beliefs? We can reposition the message, combine beliefs.
I am way more in line with your father's political stance, and fairness indicates that I bump into the mayor's spot.
This is what my dad wants. It comes straight from him.
I see. How do you plan to fight the teachers' union? Do you even know the rep, the school board? I suppose you know nothing of the political infrastructure projects on the city's docket. Which highways are most in need of estimate requests? What's our safety record? How about the crime rate? Even if I agreed to this, which I won't, it's too late to submit you as a candidate.
I'll run under his name.
You need a valid license for 3 months and be registered to vote in this city.
It's 30 days driver's license, and I registered to vote when I got it renewed. Election law is public, Leslie, FYI.
People in this city haven't forgotten your little online manifesto. In their eyes, you despise your father.
We both know the real reason you want us out.
I assume you're referring to your father's bookstore tryst.
Justin laughs.
Tryst?
What's so funny?
That word just makes it sound so fancy.
If If you'll excuse me, I have a scheduled appointment.
Not everyone sees the same way as you. Politics are fluid. Perceptions can change.
Justin exits the office. Interior, Sherco living room, same day, a half hour later. The living room is now turned into a makeshift campaign office, including a dry erase board with crudely drawn maps and graphs. Cassidy sits at the dining room table, texting on her phone. Justin enters.
How did things go with Broomhilda?
Peachy.
Justin grabs a box of envelopes and letters and places them on the table.
Here, stuff these.
Cassidy begins stuffing envelopes. Justin goes to the dry erase board.
Hey, whatever happened to that chick you were living with? What was her name?
Deanna.
Yeah, her.
We broke up last year.
Dude, sorry. What happened?
Nothing really. We just sort of got bored.
You. Boring?
I find myself fascinating.
A minority of one. Anyone new?
This one girl named Colada. She's a customer. Was.
Cassidy laughs.
What?
Carlotta? Is she a flamenco dancer?
She's a cool chick.
Carlotta? Jeez.
What about you?
I have this guy.
A boyfriend.
Hell no. Boyfriends try too hard to control you. He's just a routine hookup.
Delightful. What's his name?
Bob,
Bob? Is he a 50-year-old insurance salesman?
you're close.
Justin shoots Cassidy a look.
I'm just fucking with you. But you do win the name game.
Cassidy looks up at Justin's dry erase board.
Those are some sorry-ass maps.
It's Sherco for mayor, not Van Gogh. I'm breaking down city demographics into regions.
Riveting.
It's not as enthralling as a Trig 3 competition.
Trig 3, amateurs.
Okay, nerd. Dazzle me with a solution to this headache.
Cassidy places her fingers to her temples and closes her eyes.
Allow me to level the playing field by mentally transporting myself back to the 5th grade.
Cute. It's the next flyer drop. This region is made up of mostly Hispanics, 68%, but there's a small nucleus of Asians right in the middle. And you see it here, too. So, buttons on ice cream, smarty pants. I need to maximize marketing budget, which is that of a 6-year-old's allowance at this point, while hitting each demographic. Mandarin, Chinese, and Korean.
Print Spanish on one side of the flyer and Chinese or Korean on or whatever on the back.
How did I not see that?
Good politics is all common sense. You guys are just so wrapped up in all the minutia crap. Baseline it. That's what we regular people do.
You're a genius.
Why do people always underestimate me because I walk funny?
I've never put that kind of crap on you. Besides, you've come through it pretty well.
No thanks to you.
Don't blame me for your leg.
I don't blame you for that.
Okay, I give. What's today's gripe?
You left me here.
Oh.
Yeah, oh. I had to deal with the mindfuck blender that led up to all this alone.
I left to pursue an adult life.
Bullshit. Bookstores can be opened anywhere. Well, not anymore really. But you could have done that here. You left because you wanted to get away from all this. And you could. It sucked bad enough to follow in your footsteps, much less doing it walking weird.
You think it was easy for me? I went through life expecting to be the next version of Dad. Of course, I need an attraction to penis to do that now.
I was really pissed at you for a while.
How long is a while?
Let's see. What time is it?
Don't you think it's like, I don't know, kind of irrational to blame me?
I went to therapy for all that irrationality.
Oh shit. Did Mom and Dad send you?
And damage the family reputation. It was always so important that I be okay with my post in our family, leg and all. One day at school, I ditched a class and went out to my car. A security guard found me bawling my eyes out and sent me to a guidance counselor. I just unloaded everything right there. Everything. The GIMP stuff, the election, you. I just let it all out. And when I finally finished, he looked at me and said, Cassidy, there is nothing wrong with you. That was the first time anyone had ever said anything like that to me. I started seeing him under the guise of picking university, but let's face it, I had that shit figured out by 8th grade. It helped.
I always stuck up for you.
To the point of overkill.
You're always the first one to bag on yourself. And not to be mean, but it's not my fault you were born with a disability.
It's not my fault either. And if you would have treated me like the bratty little bitch I was, fewer people might have noticed. Or I would have disappeared to people. I don't know. Something.
Your savior was better than mine. I actually went to a course called Power Internal. When the bookstore was on the slide, they did all these dippy character breaking exercises to bring you to a point of vulnerability. Unleash your true potential.
Sounds like a racket with a tired name.
Joke's on them. Their internal finances department gave me a loan for the $10,000 enrollment fee. Rolled that sucker right into my bankruptcy.
10 grand? Did you at least learn anything?
I learned that I could hold my pee for 8 hours straight. Look, you want to prove your worth? Work the campaign by doing something besides stuffing envelopes and bitching about it.
Justin hands Cassidy a stack of flyers and takes a pen from the desk.
Here,
More mailers?
flyers.
Justin takes a map from the desk and marks off 10 blocks with the pen.
Walk these 10 blocks and drop them at the front door. Make sure to knock and give them out personally if they're home. You know the talking points. Amp up the campaign good and proper.
What? But
Thanks. I'll be at the printers dealing with this two-sided bilingual thing.
Justin picks up his bag, walks towards the door, stops, and turns around.
Hey, make me look brilliant.
Justin exits. Cassidy grabs her book bag, puts her flyers inside, takes her map, and exits the front door. Interior, Ed's hospital room, same day, early evening. Ed is sitting up in bed, staring meditatively. Camile enters.
I'm filing for divorce. I'm not willing to be the wife of a gay man.
I really did try to keep it under control.
That's a ridiculous notion.
I know.
My lawyer will send over the papers.
I've sunk pretty low, haven't I?
No sympathy from me. I'll be around helping Justin with the election. But you won't be seeing me much anymore. I do hope you come to terms with your life, Ed.
Camille, why do people run away from each other so much?
You have to give them a reason to stay, Ed.
Camille leaves the hospital room. Ed starts to cry. Justin walks in, hanging up his cell.
Sheesh! How many times can we discuss a teacher's lounge remodeling?
Justin notices Ed wiping away tears.
Dad?
Your mother, she's,
Yes. That.
she told you?
It was kind of inevitable.
I don't fault her.
Are you okay?
I've landed myself in the hospital twice over the last 2 weeks. Just dandy.
I wish things were turning out better for you right now. Your life has so much potential.
I'm not getting better.
I'm using a lot of what I've learned from you. It surprises me how right you are about so much.
I should be saying these things to you.
Something's different now. Don't get me wrong, it's nice to hear those kinds of things, but I've stopped giving you that kind of power over my life. I can't anymore. What happened, and I'm not entirely free of blame, but I won't place any of the responsibility for myself in anyone else's hands. Blaming you for the past is weak, and I won't blame you for the future. That's mine.
Good man.
Pretty grown up, huh?
I'm proud of you.
Really?
Yes, really.
Ed reaches into a drawer, pulls out an envelope, and hands it to Justin.
I have something for you.
What's this?
Promise me that you won't open it until after I pass.
Dad, don't talk like that.
Just promise me, okay?
How do you know I won't open it before?
Son, you'd ace a polygraph test, telling God the God's honest truth. That's why I picked you for this, all of this.
Thanks.
Justin's phone rings. He checks caller ID.
Damn. Sorry, Dad. Election business.
Ed waves Justin out.
Go.
I'll be right back.
Justin answers the phone and exits toward the hospital hallway while pulling documents from the mystery envelope.
Justin Sherko, I need those grids by tomorrow.
Justin pauses.
Yeah, look. Can I call you right back? Thanks.
Justin hangs up his cell and exits while intently reading the documents. Back in Ed's hospital room, Cassidy enters.
Hi, you just missed
I
me.
want to hear you say it.
Say what?
You know.
No, I'm not sure.
Out loud.
I'm gay.
Good.
Feels like I'm talking about someone else.
It feels like you're finally talking about you.
It was a different world when I was your age.
Do you really want to do a side-by-side struggle comparison? I always have what everyone thinks of me on instant display.
I think you soar.
That's the way you win elections.
I'd happily take you as my first vote.
You might just get it. Your evil spawn had me canvassing all day. One of you will be mayor, even if I flunk trig.
Cassidy begins to cry.
Hey, what is this?
doesn't feel as good as I thought it would.
Cassidy?
I wanted you to hurt. I wanted you to be embarrassed.
I deserve that.
I know I'm part of the blame. I know I'm a liability.
You are not responsible for what's happened to our family. The bad parts, anyway.
Well, I wonder. The posters, the emphasis on my leg.
That was wrong.
I just wish I weren't me. Things could be easier.
You're what's wonderful in my life.
Cassidy quickly wipes her tears, grabs her cane and book bag.
Gotta go. I swear I will never bitch about mailers ever again.
Honey,
Yeah?
I love you.
Cassidy exits.
I'm sorry.
Ed begins running a flashback in his mind. Justin appears and speaks on the phone.
I will not accept your campaign message.
It's okay, you don't have to.
It's art. It's insulting.
Your beliefs are fine. I won't take them away from you.
How can you expect to lead when there's no concern for the people?
It doesn't matter anymore.
I knew you'd go apeshit. Did you think I wanted to call you out in public? I tried to talk to you, but where were you? Where the hell have you been?
How could I tell you?
Cassidy appears again in Ed's mind. She uses her walker.
I am not a baby!
You're smarter than all of us.
It's always just one more time and it's embarrassing.
I'll send the photographer home.
This sucks. I swear this is the last time. Where do you want me to stand?
We'll do the poster without you.
Is the cane okay, or does the walker send a more powerful message for you?
Okay, stop taking her picture.
Leslie appears again in Ed's mind.
I never thought you'd sink to such a muddy low.
That was deceitful, but you were a coward.
How could I take care of it on my own?
How could you not try?
You let out my secret, and you won't be able to even tap your dick without implications.
Oh, blackmail?
You won't deter me.
Have we no other identity?
Camille appears again in Ed's mind.
Meetings don't go on until 4 o'clock in the morning.
So many times I've thought of telling you.
Are you unhappy?
I swear it's not you.
Don't you dare lay this on me. There isn't one thing I have done in the marriage to make you behave this way.
I needed you.
8 hours late and smug on top of it all?
Please, listen.
Don't turn away. Listen to me.
You knew. You had to.
Excellent fatherly advice. Bullies make great politicians.
Is this crippled enough for public sympathy?
I'd be about as good a mother as you are a father.
I'm not a nosy wife, but there are limits.
A shady deal from a shady man.
Are we done here?
Tell me the truth for once.
Goodbye.
Ed's body seizes in agony. Justin, Camille, Cassidy, and Leslie fade from Ed's mind, his wheezing becoming more and more raspy. Ed dies. Interior, Leslie's office 2 weeks later. Leslie is looking out her window. Justin sits in a chair in front of her desk, holding the envelope given to him by Ed.
You have to know how sorry I am for your loss.
I appreciate that.
I saw your mother at the salon. She looked surprisingly relaxed.
I think the shock is finally wearing off.
Happy, even.
Are you getting to a point or something?
I just thought I'd mention it.
Look, Leslie, I'm not here to talk about my mom's beauty regimen.
Leslie crosses to her desk and notices the envelope Justin is holding.
I suppose not. Justin, we can't have Farthington in office for a second term. It'll be extreme welfare, homeless shelters, and soup kitchens before we know it. The only chance we have is for me to step into your father's place.
Let's combine our approaches, a side of augmented empathy with our financial goals.
I know you're grieving, but the hard truth is that your father's dishonesty substantially harmed the party's reputation. Your family is damaged.
That's low.
This isn't personal. This is politics.
Justin turns and analyzes the office, seeing a certain point of view for the first time.
There's no real life in here. No photos, no personality. This is all you have, isn't it? The political chase. People are only good to you when they can offer you something. Otherwise, they're discarded.
Perhaps a conversation with your mother is in order.
Don't smokescreen. Make your point.
She has the nicest lawn on the block.
Interior, Sherco living room, immediately following. Cassidy is on the phone.
No, his message is new. He's totally about funding infrastructure for our elementary.
The person on the other end of the line hangs up.
And you suck, donkeys.
Cassidy looks around the room, her eyes landing on a framed photo of Ed. She begins to cry softly.
I love you too.
Justin rushes through the front door. Cassidy quickly wipes away her tears.
Where's Mom?
She went out.
Where?
I don't know. She's my mom. I'm not hers. What the fuck is so wrong?
I just came from Leslie's office. Has Mom been having an affair?
That rat fink bitch.
You knew? You lecture me to filth for bailing during family horseshit and then hang dry me on something like this?
Camille enters from the front door carrying groceries.
What's going on?
Leslie just told me she has proof that you've been having an affair. Is that true?
Camille walks past them, puts her purse and the grocery bags down, and starts putting away the items.
Oh my god. It is. What the fuck, Mom?
Don't swear at me.
The gardener?
He's a landscaper.
What's the difference?
About $200,000 a year. And he owns the company. Not that I have to justify that to you.
Justin turns to Cassidy.
And all this time you knew.
It's Mom's business.
What were you thinking?
Your father completely forgot what it was like to be sexually responsible to another human being. And I have physical needs. Merwin, he does have a name, by the way, filled those needs. I was feeling such a loss of control. Merwin gave me back some sense of power. I was tired of being pitied.
Cassidy puts her hand in the air.
Up top.
After a second of comprehension, Camille high-fives Cassidy.
Is it serious or is he just a hookup?
Don't be crass, Justin. We're slowing things down while I get through this.
Cassidy starts laughing and stands with her cane.
Merwin? I swear, you two and your weird love connection names. Merwin, Carlotta.
Who's Carlotta?
A flamenco dancer Justin's dating.
Cassidy exits to her bedroom.
And I'm hiding things?
Leslie will take you down.
What is she, Godzilla? Is she going to swoop down and eat me? I'll call her, own up, and put the ball in her court. Let her carry the guilt for raking the muck.
So, are you in love with this man?
He knows it's too soon for that.
New guy and all. Why wouldn't you take this opportunity to bail? Start fresh.
I ask you to stay and contribute and then cut and run myself. The hypocrisy has to end somewhere. Besides, I have never been more proud of my children than I am now.
Even if I could beat Marianne, I'm resigning to Leslie promoting herself.
When I look at you, I see character and intelligence and decency. I don't see that in Leslie, to your degree.
That's just mom speak.
I may not have trusted much with your father, but I have infinite faith in his assessment that you have what it takes.
I miss him.
I know.
I feel so close. Like I can see myself leading. Then my mind pulls me back.
What truly counts is being there for the people, connecting with them.
Something's missing. Something's out of reach.
There has always been this quality about you that is in search of something better, something different. And there was always commitment attached. You want to do so much good, to improve whatever it is you choose to take on, even the bookstore.
Justin rolls his eyes.
Don't roll your eyes at me. You bought that bookstore because you enjoyed being a resource for people. If you didn't have the answers, you wanted them to know that there was a place that could provide the answers, and you wanted to be a part of that. Is that so different than being a politician? Answers, resources, support?
I guess you have a point.
Well, of course I do.
Politically, we're so different.
So what? He leaned right. You not so right. Your citizens will dictate where to focus your energies. You can make all the promises in the world, but if you're not there when the people need you, you're not doing your job. And that's where you've got Leslie. And your father, for that matter, beat by a major landslide. You'll do the job for the people.
Then why do I feel like I can't?
You're in it. You don't see what I see. I remember the day we took you to the National Archives for the first time. I watched as your father took you through everything. The Constitution, the amendments, all of it. Explaining each document to you. Heady stuff for a kid, but you were getting it. You asked him why we needed it all, and he said the people that came to this country, more than anything, wanted a system where they had the power.
I love that day.
Leslie is a cog in the system. I know because I was a cog myself. So was your father. You're not. You care. The very reason for your doubts is your biggest asset.
Camille hugs Justin, grabs her purse, and starts for the front door.
Where are you going?
Manicure.
Really? Seriously? You're not...
Maybe after. He does like my nails.
You?
You and your sister keep asking.
Justin laughs and shakes his head.
Bye, honey.
Camille exits. Justin goes to his book bag, pulls out the envelope given to him by Ed, and exits. Interior, Leslie's office immediately following. Justin sits across from Leslie. Leslie has the envelope that Justin brought from home in her hand, reading the contents. She finishes and leans back in her chair, a hard look on her face.
So, you know about the deal.
Deal?
The private investigators?
Investigators? Plural?
Oh, come on, Justin. Don't play ignorant with me.
Why did he do this to you?
Leslie doesn't answer. Justin takes a moment, then.
Is all this why the porn shop story hit the internet so fast?
Leslie takes a key from her purse, opens a desk drawer, pulls out a file folder containing a thick clipped document, and hands it to Justin.
It was going on long before that.
Justin flips through the file.
So underhanded.
Leslie holds up the envelope Justin handed her.
So reciprocal. With all due respect, your father was a misogynist.
In what orbit is that respectful?
That's all I can muster.
This is just who he was.
And that is just what I chose.
At least you had a choice.
One stack of documents, and you know all about my choice, don't you? Well, I suppose you know what it was like to have an asshole of a senator impregnate you and then dump you as soon as he finds out. To procure your own abortion, meeting the doctor at a filthy Mexican bus station, having him drive you around for miles with a bandana around your eyes as if you have any idea of where you are in the first place. And I suppose you know what it was like to lie on a table in a kitchen that smells like greens boiling in antiseptic while your insides are being ripped out of you. You know all about that, Justin, don't you? No. And you know why? Because you have a penis.
But blackmail? Couldn't you have just confronted him and avoided all of this?
Leslie hands Justin the envelope and documents she's holding.
He didn't give me a chance. Check the date on those, side by side.
Justin examines the documents side by side. After a beat, he sits.
He had his PI dig up the dirt on me first. Once I found that out, I hired my own team to protect my interests. He forced my hand.
There is no morally correct formula of equivalency with this arrangement.
All along we were set to be running mates, but your father got scared. Said that after Marianne Farthington, a woman would be a liability to the campaign. I dug my heels in and, well...
Leslie holds her hands up to the 2 packets Justin is holding.
You spent so much time and energy trying to bury, what? His sexuality and an abortion you had decades ago? Scheming and obsessing over crap that can't be changed? While there's a city out there in need of management. A city full of people making critical choices. You think politicians are immune?
I'm really not up for amateur campaign theory.
Asking people to affirm their struggles and grant others empathy so we can move our city forward is hardly the strategy of a clueless rube.
You may be ignorant, Justin, but I don't think you're clueless.
Why Mexico?
At the time, I thought it was the least covert option. Never underestimate the resources of a highly paid private investigator. I'm not ashamed of what I did.
Then why didn't you just come out with it?
It is entirely possible to be a pro-choice conservative, just not one with political aspirations. Not to mention the responsibility, which is significantly higher than, say, running a bookstore.
Noted.
Also, it's really nobody else's business.
You're right.
Justin stands and hands both packets to Leslie.
And please, don't think I judge you for that. More than anything, I was confused about all this local espionage. Why does it start, and why did it never stop?
The games, the vitriolic desires, they just snowball.
Before all that, why did you want this?
Notice, validation, respect.
Everyone struggles. It's part of the human condition. Accepting that offsets itself as a factor, giving everyone, you, me, our citizens, affirmed equality of mind. It clears the way and empowers people to join the race and move toward solutions. I'm still running, and it will be a lot easier with you than without. But I won't waste another minute on despicable, quid pro quo bullshit. You won't be exposed by me.
Justin turns to exit. Just as he reaches the door,
Why do you want to run with me, Justin?
I want respect for you, Leslie.
after a beat, Justin turns back toward the door.
Justin?
Justin stops and turns around. Leslie heavily ponders her next thought. Finally,
I'll need to see your campaign strategy, proposed budget, and city agenda. Make sure we're on the same page. Can you meet me tomorrow, 11:30?
Justin smiles.
And wear a tie, for Christ's sake.
Interior, Richter City Hall Auditorium 1 week later. Justin stands at a podium containing a bouquet of microphones. Camile and Cassidy stand to the left of Justin. Leslie stands to the right of Justin.
Citizens of Richter, what a privilege it is to address you as a hopeful mayoral candidate of our extraordinary city. While I pledge to advance the constructive agendas my father fought so passionately for, I intend to apply my own principles of honesty, compassion, servitude, and respect. These last few months were a trial for our family and brought forth challenges we faced by turning to each other for strength, guidance, and hope. I am not my father, yet I carry with me his teachings of genuine historical patriotism and organization of government for the people. He was like an erring human, like me, like you. No one is special in that regard. But if we take responsibility for the truth and action in our lives, even while facing overwhelming and insurmountable consequences, we will succeed in spite of any challenge. You will all have equal right to seek and expect my service, all of you. I shall eliminate any needless exclusivity to ensure a city of happy, prosperous citizens to whom I willingly devote my service. Citizens of Richter, I am mayoral candidate Justin Shurko, and I stand for a new truth.
Interior, Richter City Hall holding room, election night, 1 month later. Justin stares at a small TV on the wall. The sound is muted. Cassidy enters, putting her vape pen away in her book bag.
It helps if you can hear it.
Calming my mind.
How zen. Leslie's downstairs glad-handing. I told her to come up, but she always looks at me like I'm going to pull a samurai sword on her.
She's afraid of you. She just needs to get to know you. Then she'll be horrified like the rest of us.
Camille enters and hands out half-full champagne glasses.
For the first time ever, I'm actually excited for the results. Let's toast.
Camille holds up her glass.
Champagne? At your age?
Hey, you're not the mayor yet.
Relax, hers is ginger ale. Let's raise glasses.
They do.
I couldn't be more proud of you, and I know your father would feel the same way. Whatever happens, you did wonderfully.
You really did rock it.
We rocked it. If it weren't for you guys...
And I've got the paper cuts to prove it.
Cheers!
They clink glasses and drink. Leslie enters and joins the group.
They're calling it.
Cassidy glances at the TV and looks up.
Here we go.
Are you nervous?
Not at all.
Fade out.